Heartland fans, get ready, because season 20 is finally here, and it comes with some big surprises. There is a new release date, a first look at the trailer, and one twist that nobody saw coming: Georgie's return. If you have been waiting for answers about what happens next on the ranch, this video will explain everything you need to know, step by step, so stay with me till the end. For weeks, fans were left wondering if Heartland would even continue after season 19. The finale left so many questions open, and CBC stayed quiet for a while, which made fans nervous. But now the wait is finally over. Heartland has been officially renewed for season 20. And the show is coming back to continue the story of the Fleming Bartlett family. This is actually not surprising if you look at how the show has worked in the past. CBC has a habit of waiting until the last minute to confirm a new season. Even season 18 was only confirmed in May, right when filming for the earlier season had just wrapped up. So this kind of late announcement is nothing new for longtime viewers. It is just how this show has always done things. What makes season 20 special is that it marks a huge milestone for the show. Heartland is already known as the longest-running one-hour drama in Canadian television history, and this new season only adds to that legacy. After almost 2 decades on air, the show is still pulling in loyal fans who have followed every wildfire, every horse rescue, and every emotional family moment since the beginning. Filming for season 20 took place in Calgary, starting in the middle of May and continuing through the end of August. This matches the pattern the show has followed for years. Since spring and summer filming allows the crew to capture that beautiful ranch scenery before the cold weather sets in. It also gives the editing team enough time to prepare everything for a fall release, which is when Heartland has always felt most at home on our screens. So to keep it simple, yes, season 20 is happening, filming is done, and the show is now getting ready for its next chapter. But the real question fans want answered is when exactly they will be able to watch it. And that is exactly what we are going to talk about next. Mark your calendar, because the date is finally locked in. Heartland Season 20 will premiere on October 4, 2026, on CBC and CBC Gem. This means the wait that started right after Season 19 ended is almost over, and fans across Canada will soon be back on the ranch with the Fleming Bartlett family. If you know Heartland, you know this date actually makes a lot of sense. The show has followed a fall premiere pattern for years, and October has become almost like a tradition for this series. There is something about the show returning right as the weather turns cooler that just feels right. Like the story and the season outside match each other perfectly. Now, why does the release date matter so much this time around? Because season 20 is not just another season, it is a milestone season. Reaching 20 years on air is rare for any television show, and Heartland has managed to do it while staying true to its roots. Amber Marshall, who plays Amy, even hinted at this excitement earlier in the year when she talked about the idea of reaching season number 20. At the time, nothing was confirmed, but you could tell the cast themselves were hoping for exactly this outcome. For fans outside Canada, the timeline looks a little different. Since Heartland airs first on CBC, international viewers usually have to wait longer before the show reaches streaming platforms like Netflix or Up Faith and Family. So while Canadian fans can watch new episodes starting in October, viewers in other countries should expect their access to come later, often several months behind the original air date. This has always been the pattern with past seasons, so nothing about that part is expected to change. What makes this release date announcement even more exciting is the timing. It comes right after months of silence from CBC, so for fans who are starting to lose hope, this confirmation feels like a big relief. No more guessing, no more rumors, just a real date to look forward to. So now that we know when the show is coming back, the next big question is, what can we expect from the actual trailer? And what hints has it already given us about the story ahead? The moment fans have been refreshing their screens for is finally here. The first look at season 20. Even a short trailer can say a lot. And this one gives us enough small clues to start piecing together what the new season might look like. One thing you will notice right away is the tone. Heartland trailers usually mix quiet, peaceful ranch shots with quick emotional flashes, and this one follows that same style. Wide shots of the mountains, horses running through open fields, and family members standing close together. All of it feels familiar, but there is also a sense that something bigger is coming. The pacing feels a little more urgent than usual, almost like the show wants us to know that big decisions are waiting just around the corner. A big part of the excitement comes from the unanswered question left at the end of season 19. Amy was left standing at a crossroads after Nathan's proposal, and the trailer does not give us a clear answer right away. Instead, it leans into that uncertainty, showing quick glimpses of Amy looking thoughtful, unsure, and emotional. This is a smart move by the show, because it keeps fans guessing instead of giving everything away in the first few seconds. There are also small hints connected to Georgie, though nothing is spelled out directly. A few frames suggest travel, packed bags, and meaningful goodbyes, which lines up with the Austria storyline that was teased earlier. Of course, at this point, this is still something fans are piecing together rather than something CBC has confirmed word for word. So it is best to treat this as an early hint rather than a guaranteed outcome. What stands out most is how the trailer avoids giving away major spoilers. Instead of showing dramatic events directly, it focuses on emotions, faces, and short reactions, letting the audience fill in the blanks. This kind of trailer usually means the show wants people talking, sharing theories, and building excitement long before the actual premiere date arrives. So while we do not have every answer yet, the trailer gives us just enough to know that season 20 is going to bring some emotional turning points, especially for Amy and Georgie. And that brings us to the part everyone has really been waiting for. The full explanation of what is going on with Georgie and why her story has become the center of so much attention. Now let us talk about the part everyone keeps asking about. Georgie, and why her storyline has become the biggest talking point of season 20. To understand this properly, we need to go back to how season 19 actually ended for her character, after everything Georgie and her horse Phoenix had been through. She finally competed in the Grand Prix, not to prove a point to anyone, but simply to honor the bond they had built together. It was one of those classic Heartland moments, filled with flashbacks, emotion, and a win that felt earned rather than easy. Fans watching at home felt every bit of that journey with her. But right after that emotional high point, the show dropped a twist that changed everything. Georgie revealed she had received a job offer from a stable in Austria. This single moment is why her story has become so important heading into season 20. On one hand, staying at Heartland means staying close to family, to Phoenix, and to the life she has always known. On the other hand, leaving for Austria represents growth, independence, and a new chapter that has nothing to do with the ranch she grew up on. This is exactly the kind of decision that Heartland handles so well, because it never feels like a simple yes or no choice. It feels real. This is also not the first time the show has explored a family member stepping away to build their own path. Heartland has done this before with other characters, and it usually leads to some of the most emotional episodes of a season. So if the show follows that same pattern, Georgie's decision could shape a large part of season 20, not just for her, but for how the rest of the family reacts to the idea of her leaving. At this point, nothing has been confirmed about whether she stays or goes. The trailer hints at travel and goodbyes, but it stops short of giving a clear answer. This is likely intentional, since keeping fans uncertain is part of what makes a milestone season like this one so exciting to watch. So as season 20 gets closer, one thing is clear: Georgie's choice is going to be one of the most talked about storylines of the year, and it might just set the tone for where the entire Fleming Bartlett family goes from here.